live. I'm live. Just waiting for one, maybe two, don't know. Probably only one. I don't care. Well, I do. But I don't mind because, like, my plan was never to go and do live streams before hitting 1,000 anyway. But yeah, it was always just to go live once I'd hit 1,000, but because I've got no signal, I have to go live because otherwise I can't upload a video. Hi! I'm just babbling away to myself. Literally just talking to myself about everything and anything. So welcome to today's stream. It's a little earlier, I know. That is for a few reasons. The first reason being it's Ozzy's birthday. And the second reason being that at 8 p.m. UK time, over on Adam's channel, Adam's Land, he has his Oscar nominations live stream. So he's a good friend of mine, and I want to be over there at 8 p.m. and I don't want to take away from his viewing time. So he's got the 8 p.m. slot for the Oscar nominations pub talk. It's very fun, and I suggest you guys, once we're finished here, I suggest you come over there with me and check it out. It's amazing. So just waiting for have I lost the one person I had? Oh, well, I don't mind. I'm just going to start. So today's stream is talking about the Hotel Santa Fe. Can you see in the background? So today's stream is talking about the Hotel Santa Fe at Disneyland Paris. Now, the Hotel Santa Fe is actually one of Disneyland Paris's value resorts. It is, I'm going to say, the most value resort on site. It's one of the original ones as well. Hi, Tina. Ugh. I shouldn't be muted. My microphone was working. Can you hear me now? It says my microphone's working. Audio. Is the microphone? Yeah, the microphone's working. Yay! Sorry, Tina. It said microphone was working, so I was like, muted? Why am I muted? Probably a good job I was muted because I was just babbling on and on and on about everything and anything. It might have been you. Oh no, so people might have heard me babbling on about everything and anything. I was just saying the reason that I've come on early today is because obviously Adam is going live on his channel for the Oscar nominations pub talk, so I don't want to like miss that. I and another reason why I'm early is it's this thing's birthday and we've been celebrating and he knows I've got him some cake. I actually made, I'm not talking about what I should be at the moment. I started off doing it, now I'm not. I made Ozzy a cake. That is a genuine dog birthday cake. It's got one of his favourite, dropping it everywhere. It's got one of his favourite treats on the top. But yeah, that is genuinely dog cake. So I'm going to go ahead and give this to Ozzy. Ozzy, come up here. Ozzy, here. That's it. Happy birthday. You can't see him. Let me move it. You having a good birthday? So that's it. He's taken the whole slice off of the baking tray. That took me all of like half an hour to make that cake. Easiest cake I've ever made. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to move on to what I said I was going to talk about today, and that is the Hotel Santa Fe at Disneyland Paris. It's one of the value resorts at Disneyland Paris. It's the original value resort at Disneyland Paris, and it is one of the originals at Disneyland Paris. It's undergone a recent facelift. So the Hotel Santa Fe used to be all New Mexico based. It had volcano, it had a UFO. It was very, I don't know how to describe how the buildings look. But yeah, it was a very New Mexico inspired hotel. Like, you had a drive-in movie screen. Like, it wasn't actually a screen, it's just a board that depicted a drive-in movie. And the car park is set out to look like a drive-in movie. Inside, it was very New Mexico, so there was billboards of deserts and stuff. However, in recent years, like as well, the rooms didn't used to be as themed as they are now. They used to just be New Mexico in general. However, in recent years, the Hotel Santa Fe had a major, and I mean major, refurb. They went from being just plain New Mexico themed to full-on Cars themed. So this is now a Route 66 hotel. It's everywhere you look is Route 66 and Lightning McQueen. The picture on the drive-in movie board out the front is of Sally and Lightning McQueen in Cars. The exterior of the buildings, because it's the hotels at Disneyland Paris. Here you go, that's yours. They're like America, all the buildings are separated off, especially with the value resorts. And the Santa Fe, when they redid the Santa Fe to be Lightning McQueen and Cars based, they changed the pathways so that they look like roads. They put road markings on the paths. They changed each building to represent a character from Cars. So you've got the Mater section, the Sally section, the Doc Hudson section, the Lightning McQueen section, the Mac section, all of that lot. So yeah, you've got all your different sections. There's a play area. It's all Cars themed. The main complex itself. So in the main complex, I don't know if you'll know, Tina, but at Disneyland Paris, you have to go through security going into the hotel. Just to go into the hotel, you have to have your bags screened, and you have to be they sort of scan you over just to make sure you've got nothing on you. Although in the Santa Fe, I can't remember if I actually had my bag screened. I think they just sort of did the wand thing. No, I think they did. I know they definitely do all the other ones, the bigger ones, but I can't remember if they did at Santa Fe and Cheyenne. I think they did. But yeah, to go in via the main doors at your hotel, you will be going through security. And that's not just at the Santa Fe, that is at all hotels in Disneyland Paris. If you go in via the main door, you will be going through security. Which really sucks if you've got a room that's in or near the main complex and the only way to get to it is through the main door and you've already checked in, because then you just end up in a queue with all the people that are just arriving. So yeah, you go in, you've got as you arrive, you'll arrive under the arch where the movie board is, and to the left is the baggage area where your baggage, like if you come off the Eurostar, your bags will go, like, you can have them sent straight to your hotel. They'll go to the baggage hold, which at the Santa Fe is just like, they drop you off and there's like a row directly underneath the movie board. To the left is baggage hold, to the right is reception. So you pick up your case from the baggage hold. Going into the main reception, like I said, you're going to go through security. They're going to check your bag. They're going to just give you a quick check over with the wand just to make sure you've got nothing on you. Which it's not, that's mandatory. It's not optional. You must go through it. Like, even to check out, I had to go through that security. So there you go. And that was just dropping my key off in a box. So once you're actually in there, over to the left of the main reception, there is the character meet and greet spot for that hotel. Now the characters there, I've actually got, I don't think I've got it up there. I used to have it up there. I have a picture of Jay when he was 1 year old, meeting Mickey Mouse at the Hotel Santa Fe before it's refurbed to Cars. And they still have the same backdrop for the character meet and greet. So even though it's now changed to Cars, the meet and greet backdrop is still the same. Have you quite finished that? You're really enjoying that, aren't you? I'm just going to leave him there doing that because he's so happy. So yeah, it's also over to the left. So you'll get Pluto, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy. I've never seen Donald or Daisy at the Santa Fe. I've never known them to be at the Santa Fe. I have seen them at the Newport Bay Club. So that is where you're likely to see Donald and Daisy in the hotels. So yeah, Santa Fe, you're looking at Mickey, Minnie, Pluto and Goofy. Chip and Dale, I've seen Chip and Dale at the Santa Fe before. I'm not sure who else. Oh, it would be amazing if we actually had like someone like Miguel and Coco. That would be amazing. But in saying that, that's not along Cars theme. It'd be nice if because Lightning McQueen used to be in the stunt show, Motors Action Stunt Show at the studios. So it would be nice if he made his way over to the Santa Fe. That'd be really cool. But yeah, you've got in the reception, you've got your character meet and greet. You've got your little kids section where they can watch cartoons while the parents are checking in. And there's a little colouring section where they can sit and colour. And then to the right, as you walk in, that is where you'll queue to check in. And it's a proper queue system in the Santa Fe. They're not playing it straight. Which, as Michael McIntyre said, you can tell the different nationalities of people, because if it's a British person, they'll just follow the rope. But if it's like an American person, usually they jump over the rope. And he's dead right. German people, open the rope, family come through, close the rope, open the rope, family come through, close the rope. And I have seen that happen at the Santa Fe. I've also seen it happen at the Cheyenne. The Cheyenne actually has a worse queue system than the Santa Fe, and when kids get hold of it, it's confusing. So yeah, so the rest of the Santa Fe. So you've checked in. Sorry, I'm back. Kids need me. Oh, bless. I've just gone through a load of rubbish about the Santa Fe. I don't know if you could hear what I was saying or not. If not, just flashback. Like rewind back at some point. It's fine. Like I was saying, how the Santa Fe's queue system is one of those really, and how it's brilliant. Like you've got them through security, and then you'll smacked in the face with, where is this? The Santa Fe is one of the value resorts at Disneyland Paris. Yeah, you did miss that part, Dina. So the Santa Fe is one of the value resorts at Disneyland Paris. It's the original value resort at Disneyland Paris. And it's going to stay a value resort, and they call it a 2-star. I would put this at 3 stars. No, not 2-star. Like, I would choose the Santa Fe over the All Stars any day. So, you know, if they were put together, I would choose the Santa Fe over the All Stars any day. So, and like I was saying, I don't know if you heard, Tina, but to get into the hotels at Disneyland Paris, if you go through the main doors, you must go through security. Your bags will be scanned. They'll wave the wand over you just to make sure you've got nothing on you. It's not optional. You're going through security. Door to there if they are open this summer. I wanted to look for information on DLP. Oh, brilliant! Thank you so much. As for their opening, we are waiting. They were supposed to open on April the 2nd. However, France has fallen so far behind with its vaccination program that is now being pushed back. However, I fully and wholeheartedly think that it will be open by May. Sometime before the end of May, I fully believe it will be open. If not June. It will be open for the summer. I'm not going to say 100% sure, but I am in the 90s, definitely. I'd say somewhere between 90 and 95% sure they'll be open by the end of May. I'm not going to say for definite, but that's my inkling, because they're finally getting to grips with their vaccine program over there now. Because I don't know if you know, there's been a lot of about the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. That I reacted big time to the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. However, there's only 40 out of 17 million people that have taken the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine that have had serious reactions to it. So it's not worth pulling. If it's only 40 people, it's not worth pulling. So I think France and Germany are among the countries that are saying, "Stop it! Let's get people vaccinated." It's better to be vaccinated than not be vaccinated. So yeah, once they're getting up together with the vaccine program in Europe, then Disneyland Paris will reopen. And I have a feeling that another reason why they're not opening is I have a feeling that they're going for the all or nothing. So they either open full guns blazing or nothing at all. So fingers crossed that they will open full guns blazing. Goodness knows we need Magic on Parade back. That's due to go at the end of this year. It's like February, March. Is it so a year like now is its last outing, because 2022 is Disneyland Paris's 30th anniversary. We're getting a new parade. We're getting a nighttime parade. We're getting all sorts of new stuff. The castle is now under scrim because it's being redone for the 30th anniversary. It needed it. It's not survived 10 years of castle shows very well at all. They need to fix the crack underneath where the star comes out of the window at the top. So yeah, tell your friend Tina, tell her that I think it'll be open by the end of May. I'm in the 90s of percentage sure that it'll be open in May. It's just a case of they need to get a move on over there. Anyway, going back to the Santa Fe, like I said, when you go in to the left, you've got your character meet and greet. with your kids section and everything. To the right, you've got your check-in, security and check-in, with your crazy queue system. Once you've checked in, the Santa Fe is laid out pretty, like the main complex is laid out pretty simple. So it's in a line. So in the middle, if you were to go, I don't know which way around you can see me, but if you say you're walking towards the hotel, to your left is baggage, to your right is the main hotel. And so your check-in, you're welcome, your check-in, you can either go straight to your room, or you can stay in the main hotel complex and explore for a bit. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to stay in the main hotel complex. If you head, say you've just come into the lobby, you've got the left is character meet and greet, the right is check-in. Straight ahead, that's the rest of the main hotel complex. So you go down that way, and the first thing you come to used to be the arcade. Now it's Starbucks. Yes, Disneyland Paris has Starbucks at the hotels. Because I know that there are hotels in America that don't. So yeah, one up on you, America. We've got Starbucks in the hotels. So the games arcade is now Starbucks. The games arcade is not there anymore. It's become Starbucks. So you've got that. Keep going up a little way more, and again on the left is the gift shop for the Santa Fe, and the gift shop for the Santa Fe is actually a fair size. It's not the biggest, but like, let's look at it. Let's compare it to, say, Port Orleans French Quarter. It's much bigger than the Port Orleans French Quarter gift shop. So, you know, it's yeah. And I would say, if I was going to give it a size, I'm trying to think of the other Walt Disney World shops that you would know, Tina. I'm going to actually say it's about the size of one of the rooms, well, where I stayed at Port Orleans Riverside, in the old, we stayed in, when we went in 2019, we were put in one of the old non-refurbished rooms. So it's about the size of one of those. If you were to take the bathroom and knock it all into one, about the size of one of those. So it's a fair size gift shop for a Valley Resort hotel. And I actually prefer its layout to the next one up, which is the Cheyenne. And in there, like in America, they, like I noticed in the gift shops, in the hotel shops, you've also got like your blister plasters and toiletries and stuff like that. You don't have that. You don't have that in Paris. If you want that, you get on the RER and you go to the shopping centre. You go to Carrefour, or you go to the pharmacy that's one stop away on the train. Or you get the free bus that goes from the South Gate to Val d'Europe, and yeah. So yeah, the gift shop is just your standard gift shop, just without your toiletries and that you can get in the American gift shops. So coming out of the gift shop, carry on down there, and you'll come to both the bar and the restaurant. Now, the restaurant is called La Cantina. It is usually a buffet. Hi, Mike. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm just talking about the Santa Fe, the Hotel Santa Fe at Disneyland Paris. Oh, thank you, Tina. See you soon. Oh, Mike, it's good to have you here. I can't I can't upload a video at the moment because it's hi Russ. I can't upload a video at the moment because it's I've not got enough signal to upload. I've got enough signal to go live, but not enough signal to upload. Like, I tried to upload a video a few weeks back and it said it had 923 hours remaining. So I was like, stuff that. So yeah, like I've just covered the majority of the main complex for the Hotel Santa Fe. I'm on to the restaurant now. The restaurant is called La Cantina. Usually it's a buffet restaurant. So, and like the Santa Fe has yet to reopen since, no, it did reopen actually. It did reopen. I'm not entirely sure how they were doing the food there. But one thing to note is that Santa Fe does not have a quick service. None of them really in Disneyland Paris have a quick service option in the hotels. I'm trying to think of one that might. I think the closest you'll get to quick service is in the bars, and even that's not quick service. But unlike in the States, at Disneyland Paris, when you go to one of the restaurants, you're going to pay before you go in. So you'll get to the buffet restaurant and you pay before you're seated. So you tell them how many people you've got in your group, what drink you'd like, and they take the money for it there and then. You get given a voucher to go to the bar to get you a drink, and that's that. Drinks on, if you've got a soft drink, drinks are not refillable at Disneyland Paris. No, that's not a Disney thing. That's an EU thing. Because of the sugar levy, that they're not allowed to be refillable because of the amount of sugar. Even if you get a sugar-free one, they are not. Oh, Russ, you'd love it. So I go usually once a month. So to have had a year when I've not been able to go, I used to be a cast member there like 15 years ago, 16 years ago this year. But to have a year when I've not been able to go has felt so hard, especially when one of our ways of getting to Disneyland Paris from this country is on the Eurostar, so by train, and one of the stops is where I currently am, like my work base, which is where I am, which is why I'm in a trailer, because I have to live in a trailer for work purposes. So we can get there by train, and one of the stops is literally my local train station. So I would be afraid I will get lost in the Alice Hedge maze. Oh, Mike, you've got to do it. You've got to do the Alice Hedge maze. It is so much fun. So I go in, every time I go in that maze, like, I swear there are so many people that don't realise, because you've got these tiny, tiny little doors, like there is in Alice in Wonderland, and so many people don't realise you can go through those doors. Getting lost in there, though, it is very easy to get lost, and it is so funny because the whole people are sheep thing is so true, because once one person goes one way in that maze, everybody else is following them. And I don't know if you know much about the maze, but there's a lot of spirals in it that actually come to quite a point at the end. They're not just a blunt dead end, it's a point. So it's getting narrower and narrower and narrower, and the amount of people that, oh, he's going that way, let's follow him, and then you end up with about 30 to 40 people that are stuck in this wedge of the maze. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go back to Santa Fe just briefly, and then I'll talk about everything and anything Disneyland Paris. So La Cantina is the restaurant. The bar, I've forgotten the name of the bar. This is what happens when you have a year without being able to go. But then I've never actually been in the bar at the Hotel Santa Fe either. Actually, tell a lie, I went in there and bought a hot dog for my son when he was 1 because he wanted a hot dog. My mum wanted a cup of tea and my son wanted a hot dog. So Mike and I here in Orlando, and we can't really go to WDW. No, I know. I'd love for it to go back to normal. I was supposed to come back to Orlando in 2020. Of course, that went out the window. And then I was going to come back this year, and that's out the window because I'm in the circus, and our performing arts and entertainment industry in general is just non-existent right now, and won't be until May. May is when we get to start up here again. So, you know, Disney World for its 50th anniversary has unfortunately gone out the window. Aiming for late 2022, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping only for a week, because of the laws in this country regarding taking kids out of school to go on holiday, which means taking my son out of school is a no-go, which means I have to go when it's mega busy. So it'll only be 1 week because it'd be too expensive otherwise. Whereas Disneyland Paris, because of how close it is, I can just hop on the train and go. Or even so, hop on a plane. The plane from London to Disneyland Paris is like 15-20 minutes. It's just up, down, and you're there. So, yeah, anyway, the Santa Fe. I've never been in the bar except to get my son a hot dog and my mum a cup of tea. And that was 11 years ago. So, yeah, 11 years ago, I went and got my son a hot dog from the Hotel Santa Fe bar. They'll be celebrating the 50th for quite a while. So I'm hoping so as well. I'm hoping that it's going to be something along the lines of, because in 2022, Disneyland Paris is turning 30. So I'm hoping, like you said, Mike, I'm hoping it'll be going on until 2023. Because I know that Disneyland Paris's birthday celebrations always go on over the course of 2 years. They kick them off at the end of March on the actual birthday year. So it'll be the end of March next year is when they'll be starting all the new parades. And then they'll usually carry it on for a couple of years. And then they'll move on to the next, planning the next birthday. So, oh yeah, Disney hot dogs, who doesn't love them? It's an 18-month. Yeah, see, I'd love it. I'd love it if with a bit of luck, we should be able to make it out there for, I mean, fingers crossed, we should be able to make it out there for the 50th. I'm just glad that this hasn't happened in Disneyland Paris's 30th anniversary year because, oh, we're getting some amazing, absolutely amazing things going on for the 30th. Like I said, we're getting a new parade. We're getting a nighttime parade. I should imagine we'll end up with a new castle show. I'd like them to bring back Dreams, because it wasn't broke. They didn't need to fix it. It was one of the best, if not the best, castle show that I'd ever seen. So obviously the castle is now under scrim. They're fixing it. Yeah, usually when Disneyland Paris has a big birthday coming up, they put out all the stops. They pull out all the stops and they do something huge like the 20th. We had never had a permanent nighttime parade or show at Disneyland Paris because the locals always said no. This time around, the locals didn't get their way, and we ended up with Dreams, which to this day, the soundtrack from that show makes me cry. And what makes me cry even more is that it's not there anymore. But I'm just going to quickly get back to the Santa Fe because I'm like really trailing off. So the rooms are, like I said, to get to the rooms, so they're all in different buildings, and the floor has been painted to look like roads. You've got the Mater section, the Lightning McQueen section, the Sally section, the Sheriff section, the Max section, the Doc Hudson section, and everything. And the rooms are all Cars themed. So the lights, the lamps on the wall look like bollards. They look like traffic cones. You've got Route 66 everywhere, Cars bedding, just car. It's a complete Cars overload. It's okay. I just want to get it finished so that I can sidetrack. And then dotted around the hotel, when they changed it from New Mexico themed to Cars themed, they didn't take out the old theming. They left it in there, so you've still got the UFO, you've still got the volcano, and just about everything else that comes with it. So some of it's been moved, but it is still there. And the Santa Fe, like I've said, it's the cheapest hotel at Disneyland Paris. It is the it's the value. It's one of the value resorts. It's the cheapest value resort. It's staying a value resort. There's rumors that the Cheyenne is moving up in the world, which deserves it, to be fair. Because if you were to see the rooms, there's no way they should be value resort. And also the Santa Fe is the furthest away from the parks in terms of walking. Right now, actually, the Cheyenne is the furthest away. But as soon as they reopen the footpath by the side of the Hotel New York, then it will be back to be the Santa Fe being the furthest away, because of the having to cross the river to get to it. Never get a bus to your hotel at Disneyland Paris unless you're staying off-site. There's no need. They're all in walking distance. It takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops to get from the Santa Fe to the parks. I actually have a video on my channel of me walking from the Cheyenne, which is currently the furthest away because of the way you have to walk. It's across the river from the Santa Fe. So I've got a video of me walking from the Cheyenne to the parks, and it's for the most part it's unedited, so you'll see exactly the length of time it took me to get from there to the parks. So yeah, I've done my hotel thing. I can get sidetracked now. So like, is there anything that you want to know about Disneyland Paris? Like we've spoken about the 30th anniversary coming up. I've seen pictures from today. I've seen footage that was filmed today. So the castle is completely under scaffolding now, and the scrim is halfway up. Yeah, walking in, Mike, always walk in. You no need to get the bus. So many people get the bus, and it's bendy buses as well in Paris. It's not like just a bus, it's bendy buses. Yes, they have, Mike. 2036, they've made a deal with the French government that there will be a third park. And that was always on the cards. There was, when they were planning Disneyland Paris, it was always talks of it being a 3-park resort. So I've just realised I lied about the Santa Fe being the furthest away. Davy Crockett's Ranch is the furthest away, but that's not on site. So, but yeah, they've started blocking off where they're going to have the new park. Obviously, we've got Avengers Campus, Frozen Land, and Chapek has confirmed that there will be a third land extension in the studios. Now, we were expecting this to be Galaxy's Edge, and then there was rumours that it's not going to be Galaxy's Edge, but I think it's safe to say it's going to be Galaxy's Edge. We've also getting a new hotel, which will be up near the Disney Village, so it'll be in the sort of the main complex. It won't be far away from the parks. Like, everything at Disneyland Paris is pretty much compact. It's spread out and compact at the same time. Like, they make the land that they've got feel like it's huge. Like, you don't realize just how big it actually is. It's like, it looks small, but then you realize it's big and small at the same time. It's one of those weird, as for the third park, what are your thoughts about them taking out Catastrophe Canyon? See, Catastrophe Canyon is still there. It's just been rethemed. So it's still there. The truck is now all painted up in its Dynaco colours and theming. I think they knew there would be hell to pay if they completely demolished Catastrophe Canyon. Unless within the last couple of days they've demolished Catastrophe Canyon. But yeah, like, I've seen pictures from last week, and Catastrophe Canyon is now all Dynaco'd up, ready to go for Route 66. I'm glad that it's there. If they'd have taken it out, it would have been horrible. But yeah, they left the Catastrophe Canyon sequence alone, with the except for retheming it. They've left it alone. There was a Rain of Fire scene in our backlot tour. On our studio tram tour, there was a Rain of Fire scene, and that was set in London, that had been destroyed by dragons. So there was fire. That was another special effects scene. That one has been ripped out. That's gone, which is okay by me, because it was nowhere near as good as Catastrophe Canyon. So Catastrophe Canyon is still intact at Disneyland Paris. It's just been rethemed to Dynaco. So the truck is a Dynaco truck. The tank is a Dynaco tank. Everything there is Dynaco, and they've gotten rid of it everywhere else. Cool that they really want to keep it for cars. But it's not Mack. It's not actually Mack. It's a Dynaco truck. It's not actually Mack. Because it's obviously a fuel truck. But I think, because this truck's got a face. You've got a good point there, Russ. This truck's got a face and it's smiling. So kids are going to see this smiling truck being burnt and flooding. But hey ho, it's still there. I feel a bit sad that we've now lost Jeremy Irons. Like, because our studio tram tour was narrated by Jeremy Irons, so by Scar, which was awesome. It was narrated, the studio tram tour was narrated half in English and half in French. And this is a sequence, this is a system they use a lot at Disneyland Paris, when one person will speak in one language and then the other person will basically repeat what they've just said and then say the next bit in the other language. So, like, you would, hi Rob! Oh, it's good to have you here, Rob. So yeah, you would, like I said, you would get. I wonder if they take the fire out and change the story. I don't know. I hope they don't take the fire out. In the pictures that I've seen, we're still having the fire. So with a bit of luck, the fire will still be in it. Although, like I said, I am very. Is Miriam here? Hi, Miriam. Hi, Miriam. I didn't see you. But yeah, the truck is like I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I hope the fire stays too, Rob. But like Russ says, that truck has now got a face, a smiley face of all things. So I can just imagine the kids' reaction when they see the truck with the smiley face being burnt. It looks good though. It really does look good. I'm gonna miss Jeremy Irons. Let's face it, I am really gonna miss Jeremy Irons narrating it. Like I said, they will bounce off of each other. So Jeremy Irons will say something. Well, the French woman would say something, and then Jeremy Irons would be like, "That's right, over 100 people, blah 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 blah. And did you know this?" And so it would bounce back and forth like that. That's generally how they do translations at Paris. Is they're just repeating what each other says, just in different language. Yeah, I hope he's saved in the end as well. I hope they keep the fire. I should imagine they will, because otherwise what was the point in keeping Catastrophe Canyon? Because that was what people loved about that ride, was Catastrophe Canyon, and the fact that we managed to keep ours, albeit rethemed. I think that goes a long way. It's like, yeah, we've managed to keep our Catastrophe Canyon. Actually, the thing I am really peeved about with losing our studio tram tour, there's two things I'm really peeved about. One, that's RC. We had an RC car. I don't know what's happened to him. I want him. And the Mickey Mouse trees. Like, as you were getting onto the tram, there were some Mickey Mouse topiaries. Like, they're gone. I like them. I'm thinking about the studio tram tour. That ride was the only reason why I didn't manage to complete the every ride in one day challenge, because every time I got in the line for it, it broke down. So, I mean, technically, does that mean I still did every ride in one day? Because I did every ride that I could. It's not my fault that the tram tour kept breaking down. So I can't believe I've actually covered all of the Santa Fe within an hour. Usually I take a good 2 hours to get through everything. So yeah, does anyone have anything they want to know? Because I know a lot of news has come out about Disneyland Paris this week. So if anyone's got anything they want to ask, I'm happy to. Or if anyone wants any advice on booking and stuff, like what they should do, how they should get there, where they should stay, which rides are good, which rides are not, yeah, I've ran out. So yeah, I might call this I missed the tram tour at Hollywood Studios. Yeah, that would be amazing if there was a Batuu tour. Yeah, it'd be like a bit like Star Tours, but on Batuu. I know, Miriam. Unfortunately, it was expected. I had been fully expecting it for a couple of months. A lot of people knew it wouldn't be opening. But I am optimistic, and I do think that by the end of May, I do hand on heart, I wholeheartedly think it will be open by the end of May. I would love to go on your guys' Big Thunder. Mike, our Big Thunder is insane. Like, it just, like, Orlando's Big Thunder cannot compare. Like, when they were doing the rides at Disneyland Paris, they didn't skimp out. They full on, like, usually we're always like, oh, America is bigger, it's better. I can 100% say Disneyland Paris, the rides are bigger and better. Like, we had the first inverted roller coaster at a Disney park with Indiana Jones. That's brilliant, Russ. Can you imagine riding on a land speeder? Well, our Big Thunder, yes, it does. You don't see that you're underwater, but it does. It's and you actually do hit the water at one point when you're on it to get to it, because our Big Thunder is in the middle of an island, and I've actually done a video. I've kind of done a couple of videos. I've done at least 3 or 4 about how much I love Frontierland, and the fact that at Disneyland Paris, it's not just Frontierland, it's actually called Thunder Mesa, and everything there is linked together. So it's a bit like Batuu. You're walking into a movie that's playing out, a storyline that's playing out before your eyes. Like, the backdrop of it all at Frontierland is Phantom Manor and Big Thunder Mountain. So yeah, it's one can't exist without the other at Disneyland Paris. And if one of them were to go, the whole of the theming at Frontierland and Disneyland Paris would just be wasted. They've put so much effort into Frontierland at Disneyland Paris. And to get to Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland Paris, it's got its own island. Yeah, Phantom Manor is just, that's my favourite ride on the face of the planet, probably because of the theming. Like, I've seen so many videos of people that have gone, especially Americans, that have gone to Disneyland Paris. They've not researched the storyline of Frontierland. So they're like, oh, well, there's no difference. There is a big difference. Do you guys have like a golden giant horseshoe? Right, we have in Frontierland, we have Lucky Nugget Saloon, which it's quick service and table service in one go. So it's you go in, you pay, you choose what you're going to have, you pay before you sit down, you pay them, they take you to a table, and they will bring your food to you. It's all quick service food, but it's sit down, so a bit like Be Our Guest, I suppose. And there is a dinner show. So, like, for €22, you're watching a dinner show. What's not to love? So we've got that, and that little dinner show is puppet show. And you'll get various different shows throughout the day. My favourite one of them is the Mickey and Friends puppet show, which it tells the story of Thunder Mesa. And at one point, Donald Duck comes on dressed as a ghost. And when they take the cloth off of him, he goes, "I'm the Thunder Duck." Because the spirit of Big Thunder Mountain is called the Thunderbird. And so yeah. Oh no, the Golden Horseshoe review used to be really good. But no, yeah, we have the Lucky Nugget. Next door to the Lucky Nugget is the Silver Spur Steakhouse, which is nowhere near. It's a steakhouse. It's nowhere near as fun as the Lucky Nugget. The Lucky Nugget actually used to be character dining. I worked it a couple of times. It was back back in the days when parents refused to keep control of their children. So yeah, but Lucky Nugget is no longer a character dining. It's a mixture of quick service and table service. And one thing I will point out, and I've pointed this out in every stream that I've done where I've spoken about food at Disneyland Paris, we don't tip. There is no tipping system over here. Tips are not mandatory, and I have known incidents when people have left a tip and the server has chased after them and said, "You forgot your money." Or I've seen other people that have seen that they've left money and they've nicked the tip. So yeah, we don't tip over here. If I feel like the service has been really exceptional, I'll leave a tip. But other than that, unless you're in the Rainforest Cafe, they whack on a service charge. It's like, take that off. I don't have to tip. It is, yeah, it is, Mike. It was Cafe Mickey's used to be a fun character dining. I worked that once. But Cafe Mickey's is no longer fun like it used to be. Like they used to have a song, a bit like what you have in Chef Mickey's in Orlando, like a party song. And Cafe Mickey's used to be Freedom by Aretha Franklin, or can't remember what it's called. You know, that freedom, freedom, freedom. Yeah, that used to be our sort of party dance at Cafe Mickey. No, they're not closing it down, Miriam. It's been on seasonal closure. So when it's not as busy at the park, they'll close it. Like, when was the last time you went, Miriam? Because I know that the Silver Spur Steakhouse in late 2019 was closed for refurbishment, as was just about every food establishment, because it wasn't busy enough to warrant them opening every single restaurant. So they had the majority of them closed. And the Silver Spur often has winter closure. So yeah, the last sort of few years, Silver Spur has been on a seasonal operation timetable. So they're not closing it down. It will be reopening when the park reopens. It's just one of those things. A lot of people have thought recently that certain restaurants were closing down. A bit more than a year. Oh, but yeah, they will be reopening. It's like Victoria's on Main Street. It's a very seasonal operation, and Waltz again, it's very seasonal. So if it's busy enough, they'll open it. If it's not busy enough, they won't open it. Head out, great stream. I will catch the rest. Oh, thanks, Mike. It's been so good having you here. It'd be great to have you when I go live. Usually at 8 p.m. every Monday. It'd be great to have you in, because I know that with your history with Disney World, it'd be great. Like, just speaking about the differences. It's yeah. Please come back next week. It'd be great to have you. Thanks for joining. So yeah. Getting back to the, like Miriam said, with the Silver Spur, it's just one of those things that we have certain restaurants that are amazing. Victoria's is always one of my favorites, and for every single time I have been in the last few years, it's closed. Like, I can't catch a break. It's closed. And then I'll come home, and literally the day after I've come home, it's open. I'm like, I just want an Olaf milkshake. But yeah. So that's essentially what's going on with Silver Spur. It's on seasonal operation. It will reopen. It's just a case of when. But then it might not. It might not reopen. They might decide, oh, it's been closed for this long, let's leave it closed. You never know with Disneyland Paris. But I should imagine that they will reopen it because of the theming of Thunder Mesa, because that area of Thunder Mesa is the sort of rich people area. So you've got Phantom Manor, which was owned by the Ravenswoods, who own Big Thunder Mine. So yeah, that's the very rich sort of. If they don't have the Silver Spur Steakhouse, then they don't have the restaurant that represents the more wealthy of Thunder Mesa's residents. So I should imagine that they will be reopening Silver Spur when everything else picks up. And then, of course, going through Frontierland, you've got all the other various eateries. Lucky Nugget Saloon is obviously the saloon. You've got Cowboy Cookout Barbecue, which for anyone in America saying, well, you can't have a barbecue, it's either a barbecue or a cookout, you can't have both. It is both. It's both. It's a barbecue and a cookout. So yeah, sort of, and you've got the rich side is Silver Spur, Phantom Manor, an awesome meet and greet section for Jack Skellington at Halloween and Christmas. I met Sandy Claus, and I had the shock of my life when I walked up and I hadn't even said anything, and Jack Skellington said, well, hey, Ray. I was like, ah! So yes, Jack Skellington was very special to me. If they open like they have here at WDW, things will open in phases. I guess it depends on demand and whether the kitchen is big enough for social distancing. See, last time they opened up the park last year, Russ, they pretty much opened most things. Like they had, obviously the quick services were open. The restaurants, the majority of them at Disneyland Paris are actually buffet restaurants. It's only places like the Silver Spur and Captain Jack's that are not. And what they did with the buffet ones is that they had the cast members, that the food was already plated on the countertop, and you told the cast member what plate you'd like, and they went and got it for you. It was still all you could eat, but yeah. So I should imagine with the timetable they're going to, I reckon if they do open for the end of May, which will be right when the schools are breaking up in Europe, and when the UK is due for a 1 week off of school, I should imagine, yeah, the Silver Spur will be open. And that's I can imagine all of it. The only one I can actually see that won't open is probably Waltz. I should imagine Waltz won't open. But then the Silver Spur might not open. Captain Jack's will open because of popular demand. It's inside Pirates of the Caribbean. Of course, people are going to want to go in there. The Princess Dining, of course, there's not really much point in opening that one because you can't have character dining at the moment unless they decide to bring character dining back. You never know. into prefix menus. Yeah, it's a little bit like that at Disneyland Paris, but like I said, what they've done is they've said, we're going to put this on this plate, this on this plate, and then you just tell the server which plate you'd like, and they go and get it, and you can have as much as you like. So it's still all you can eat. It's just that it's see, we're all hoping for the end of May. That's okay, Miriam, that's fine. I mean, we're all hoping for the end of May, beginning of June, because like we said, the beginning of June, end of May, beginning of June is a school holiday in both the UK and on the continent. So like June makes sense because the schools are going to all start breaking up at that point. End of May makes sense because the schools are going to start breaking up, and they're going to want to open for their busiest time. They're going to want to be open. Like I've said earlier in this vlog, in this stream, I'm hoping that they kind of open all guns blazing. I'm hoping that we get some form of, like, because last time they opened, we didn't get any floats going along or any cavalcades going along. Like, we did, but not to the extent that Magic Kingdom had them. We didn't get that until the Halloween festival, like with the Phantom Manor float and everything like that. So yeah, I'm hoping that, who knows, maybe we can have Stars on Parade from the summer onwards. Let's, fingers crossed. I'm hoping that we can get open all guns blazing. I would love to see Stars on Parade back for the summer. I would say it's okay to leave Illuminations out, because the park has to, for Illuminations to run in the summer, the park has to be open until 11:30. So, I would be quite happy if they didn't bring Illuminations back this year. However, if they did, again, we're coming towards, like, especially when everyone's been vaccinated, we can possibly start getting a little bit of normality back. So it would be nice to see these shows come back. And I would really like to see Stars on Parade when they reopen. I would really like to see at least some of the floats from Stars on Parade. Yeah, exactly. And with crowds gathering, and in Disneyland Paris of all places, you've got so many different languages. There's umpteen different languages spoken in Europe. So if you can imagine, not everybody can understand you when you ask people to keep their distance. Like when I was there, 15 years ago when I was there, we used to have to, like, the parade would start, but the parade wouldn't start until there had been a run through of, I think it was 7 languages. The start of the parade was announced in 7 languages. So it would go French, Spanish, German, English, Dutch, Danish, Norwegian, Italian, Portuguese. Yeah, they just go through all of the different languages. And so can you imagine having to tell all those people who don't necessarily speak the language? It's just chaos. So I can understand why, but I'm hoping that because we've now got the vaccine and everything, they'll be able to open up with some form of normality. I quite like the character situation at the moment. Like getting to go up onto the Mickey and the Magician stage, that would be amazing. But yeah, I mean, crowds gathering, Star Wars, like, the shows. I know we're not having another Star Wars Legends of the Force, but you only have to look at the amount of crowding there, especially when it was the Kylo Ren show. Just the amount of crowding was insane. We're hoping to have vaccinations available by May for everyone. I know. The vaccine, believe it or not, is not available to everybody here yet either. They're working through it in stages. Because I've got a underlying health condition that I have had mine. I had the AstraZeneca vaccine, and yes, I did have quite a big reaction to it. That they logged down, and they said that's just it. It's just a reaction. It's just that I've had one of the more serious side effects to it, and there's nothing they can do about that. It's just a side effect of the thing. And with all these people saying that it's not safe, I'm sorry, but it's 40 people out of 17 million that have reacted to it. So I'm sorry, for the sake of 40 people, it's not worth pulling that vaccine out of circulation, because if only 40 people out of 17 million have reacted to it, that's just over 1 in a million on the odds. So, you know, I'm not particularly worried. I know I'm going to get better. Like, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. So yeah. You're hoping to get fireworks by this summer. Yeah, fireworks would be nice. Like I said, our fireworks is Illuminations. It's a castle show with fireworks. There you go, Miriam. This is what we've seen on the news over here, is that on the continent, the vaccine program is going really slow. I think that's one of the main reasons for the delayed opening, is that the vaccine program hasn't been rolled out as fast as they would like in Europe. I hope they pick up the speed soon. I really do. I mean, in the UK, we're on quite a good schedule for everyone over 18 to have had their first vaccine by the end of April. Like where I went to have my vaccine, they're vaccinating upwards of 450 people per hour. They've got, they don't care which vaccine it is. It's you go in, vaccine, go, vaccine, vaccine. They're going really quick. They're going like the clappers. So, really, really good. A really good vaccination program going on over here. And I would 100% say, get it when you can. When it's available to you, get it. I wasn't expecting to be able to have mine until end of March, beginning of April. And I managed to have my first one on the 25th of February. Like I said, I have reacted to it. I'm still getting over the reaction I had to it. But I also know that I'm protected against COVID. So I'm not overly worried about that. Yeah, I can understand that, Russ. I can definitely understand that. It's yeah, it's sad when it gets to that. It really is. This is one of the things I've always loved about this country, is our NHS. So our health service isn't exactly free. We do pay for it via our taxes. We pay what's called national insurance, and that is what funds the health service. Oh, that's brilliant, Miriam. Moderna's actually the one that a lot of us over here wanted. and we couldn't have it. They haven't like cleared it. They haven't started using it over here yet. But Moderna's the one that a lot of us in this country wanted. We just got stuck with Pfizer and AstraZeneca. But yeah. Oh, don't worry, Miriam. My eyes are going as well. My eyes are really going recently. So like lately, I've been walking around because of my reaction to the vaccine. I've been walking around like that so that brightness doesn't get into my eyes. It was literally I after having my first vaccine, I got a migraine the next day, and it's still taking its time to go. I've seen the doctor, and they've confirmed everything that I'm going through, because it's not just migraine that I'm going through, but they've confirmed everything that I'm going through is because of the vaccine, and I just have to ride it out. Which is great, but my next vaccine is due on the day that we go on tour again, so but yeah, I'm pretty sure once Europe pick up the vaccine, like when they get into the swing of it, when they really get going. I miss UK style healthcare. I used to live in New Zealand, and they do, yeah, they do. That's the good thing about living in a Commonwealth country. I think it's every country that's in the Commonwealth has a similar setup with the health service, and it's one thing I so wish America would adopt, because it would just be the end of absolutely unfair healthcare bills. I mean, some people can't afford the insurance and all this lot, and some insurance companies won't. In fact, most insurance companies won't cover someone for an illness that they already know about. So, the way I see it is I would love for it to get through Congress to have a national health system in America. I think it would just solve so many problems. Like, it just would. It would solve so many issues. But yeah, I think once the vaccine program picks up in Europe, we'll get an opening for Disneyland Paris. And I think, like you said, Miriam, the feeling is June. I'm thinking end of May, beginning of June, because that's when a lot of schools break up. That's when a lot of schools are off, and Disney will want to open when Russ. It's it's not a fun system over there at all. It's not, and I don't condone the American healthcare system at all, because it's not a healthcare system, it's a healthcare business. But yeah, Disneyland Paris, I think, they want to open when the majority of people can come, and that will be when the schools are out. So end of May, beginning of June, I think we'll be looking at an opening for Disneyland Paris. I think that it will still be at a limited capacity. However, I do think we will have some form of shows back. I'm hoping that we'll have Stars on Parade back to some extent. What I'm hoping for there, and this would be my dream, to run Stars on Parade but as separate cavalcades throughout the day. Makes sense. So, because we all miss Maleficent. We want her back. We don't know if we're keeping her for the 30th anniversary. We better be. International travel again. Yeah, that's same here, Russ. I would give anything to be able to travel again, just around this country, let alone into other countries. That's one of the things. But when Brexit happened, oh, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I voted Remain, because I like being able to travel without having to queue for hours of customs. Mind you, I go through the I have the special assistance thing, so yeah, sort of I'm taken care of, but still I don't like traveling to through American airports at the best of times. And now thinking, my mind is like, oh no, is it going to be like that on Eurostar? Oh, I hope not. That's why I voted Remain, so that I could keep traveling. And one day I wanted to move back to France. I wanted to move to France, and I just wanted to be in France, or Germany, but mainly France. I can't do it anymore. It's gone. Everyone's like, oh, you can still. No, I can't, because I'm going to have to be there for reasons. I'm going to have to, it's going to be on a points system like it is here now. And that to me is just, no, I'm not interested. Anyway, my battery is dying, so I'm going to call an end to this stream here. I've spoken about the Santa Fe, and I have rabbited on about just about everything else, which I really enjoy doing, actually. I've really enjoyed talking with you, Russ, and Mike, and Miriam, and Rob, and everybody else, with Tina, everyone else that's come in today. Thank you so much for coming in. Next week, I'll be back to my usual time, which is 8 p.m. UK time. Not entirely sure what time it will be in the States. Traveling, I don't know, Miriam, because of again, COVID came in between the cutoff, so we have no idea. Eurostar's not even picking up again until 2022. If I want to go via Eurostar, I have to go into London first, which is like an hour or so in the wrong direction. Like, London's over there, Disneyland is over there. Like, literally, Disneyland is closer to me where I am than my parents' house is. So, of course, I want to go in that direction. It's cheaper to get there as well. So, yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see what the prices are like when COVID's over, because Brexit came in the middle of COVID. So, fun times. But in any case, flying is always cheaper anyway. Get EasyJet for a tenner. So, but yeah, anyway, gonna call it a night now. Next week, the main topic will be the Hotel Cheyenne, which is the other value resort at Disneyland Paris, and it is likely to be going up a tier. So, yeah, thank you for joining the conversation. Thank you so much for joining in today, Russ. It's been brilliant, and I actually really am enjoying talking to you, but I really have to go because I'm on 2% battery. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Thank you so much for joining. Join me next week at 8 p.m. Back to my usual time next week, 8 p.m. But now Adam is going to go live on his channel at 8 p.m. Oh God, what time is it now? But he's 8 p.m. UK time. He's going to go live. It's his Oscar nominations, pub talk with Adam's Land, Rob Furs, Disney Dan, everyone like that. So go and check out Adam's Land. It's on his channel. And I shall see you guys next week. Bye-bye.